Manchester United 0, Watford 0. I've heard the word frustrating about 1,000 times, so I'm going to say it. That was really fucking annoying, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you get like Viagra and one of them Swedish penis pumps, you're at full mast again in no time.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, because it has been quite frustrating. That performance was almost unbelievable.
That was like a limp dick and all, wasn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable. Is that, the Middlesbrough game was bad. The Southampton game was bad. That, to me, was even worse
We've
than
just
all of
turned
those.
into Brighton. We're winning games on XG and can't fucking get it over the line.
How's that happening?
I don't know.
Because we haven't got, Lewis Dunk and Danny Welbeck. We've got Varane and Ronaldo. The players that are missing these chances are some of the best players ever or of their generation. It's not like we've got shit players here. What's going on? I mean, let's start with Ronaldo then, because obviously we know about the XG, we know about the chances, we know about that. Ronaldo at the moment, to me, isn't pulling his weight. And if he was anyone other than Cristiano Ronaldo, there would be a lot more talk for him not to be in the team. We've seen Maguire drop. Go on.
He is Cristiano Ronaldo.
But how much does that hold?
Well, it's clearly holding something.
Yeah.
And he is capable of just fucking going on a mad run. And do you know what's probably happened now? Ronaldo's probably more frustrated with this than anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
And he's probably doing fucking Krypton Factor assault course at home every night, thinking that's how he's going to get through this. When realistically, and I think this is the case for a lot of them, they fucking relax. We're playing nervous and we're rushing. We're rushing and trying to force things to an extra pass. It's like we're getting into the box and it's like, right, now it's 20 passes, then we can have a shot. And you're like, just someone pull the fucking trigger. Did Ben Foster even make a save in the second half?
I think that we had 2 shots on target in the whole game, or 3 shots on target. But Ben Foster got man of the match, by the way, because Watford were so shit they couldn't give it to anyone else, but because United were the favourites and didn't win, they had to give it to a Watford player. Ben Foster had anything to do, and he was man of the match.
Fact. I think if you look on the balance again, I just mentioned this on my own. No one had a bad game, even Ronaldo.
No.
Not a bad game, but no one had a good game. It was just like bang average across the board. And even though they were not even close to being in a fight with us, there wasn't enough ruthlessness from just one. Like Alanga's was probably the chance of the game. There was some in the first half, wasn't there? That I only saw replays of, but the Alanga opportunity, you go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Really good build-up play. Alanga's done what Fred did the other day and just followed a run. No one's picked him up. It's exactly what you think Ralph Rangnick's football should be about. Nice little quick play. It's vertical, it's quick, and it's just wide of the post.
I think that's that point you made about that United are playing nervy, they're playing edgy. I think it has to be a mental thing. Because these players, like I said about the pedigree of the players that are missing these chances, and not just today, week in, week out for the last 2 months.
We're not losing games often, are we?
No, we've lost 1 game in the league. We've lost 1 game in 90 minutes since Rangnick took over. We've got this. I don't know if we still do, but we had the second most points.
I think that's going to change this week.
Why? What? Yeah, well, let's not worry about that. But De Gea said something the other week that I thought was quite damning, actually, and he said, we don't really know what's going on. It's like there's a curse on us. And that is the mentality of someone that is, we are the victim here. It's not us, it's the universe.
It's the juju.
Yeah, that's shocking logic to me. And I know obviously De Gea he's won Premier League trophies, but he's been out in the skip for, in the shit with this team for a decade nearly now. Do you think there's a mental thing where they're going, it's just not our luck today?
They said this about the Scousers, didn't they, when they went 30 years and then won 1 league, never stopped going on about it and haven't retained it since. That they just had a block where they, their 11s that they were put out were good, their signings on the face of things looked good, and then it never quite really caught fire for them. Ran through a fucking raft of shit managers. Constantly, I mean, people really don't want to talk about how much Liverpool spent trying to win that title. The team that Klopp assembled to win it wasn't actually done on massive expense, but some of the ones that failed, the mid-2000s ones especially, fucking serious expense and wastage. And it feels like United are literally in that slipstream at the moment, talking about past glories, and I'm guilty of it as anyone, and I don't give a fuck. I saw them, so I'm going to enjoy them because I don't see any on the horizon. Expensively assembled teams, confusing why we're not quite getting it, because you're like, well, all the jigsaw pieces are here, but I've got a fucking donkey instead of a fish.
Yeah. When's the last time a United team was more than the sum of its parts? When's the last time a United team was even the sum of its parts? Because this team, Varane,
2009.
yeah, even someone like Maguire, who has had great games for Manchester United, way underperforming, even by his own standards. Even if you think he's shit, he's worse than he was.
I'll look at that City game next week because that's the only one that we can do anything about now. And I go, now under Ollie, this was one thing that I will always credit Ollie with.
Yeah.
We went to any ground and knew we'd have a go.
Yeah.
I guarantee that.
Yeah.
Now, we've not had enough backs to the wall games under Ralph. We've only had Atletico. Mm-hmm. And that didn't go well.
But the result wasn't too bad.
The result in the end wasn't too bad, but that's a fucking fluke. Let's be real with ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, when Ollie went to some places, and Paris and City, and some big games with Liverpool.
Stamford Bridge a lot as well.
Stamford Bridge, yeah. We went for it. We didn't under Jose, you knew he was going to try and get 0-0 and then be happy with losing 1-0. Whereas with Ollie, we went for it a little bit and he had a sensational record at the Etihad. That's where this one is. But I don't have the belief that United have got the ability, the tactics, the discipline, or even the quality to be able to go there, put in a real fucking shift as a team and come away snatching a win. Because sometimes you have to grind a win out. You can't just fucking free ball. The United team can't fucking do that anyway. But I don't see the ability in this team to be able to go and fucking do a smash and grab.
It feels like the only time we win is if we dominated the game. We can dominate and win, and we have done that a few times, but it's rare. I mean, maybe we did it against Brighton a little bit, but they had 10 men, so we did kind of dominate after that. But it's rare that we are the worst team and still win. Under Ollie, we did that probably 15 times last season, where you go, we weren't the best team, but you know what, we've got 3 points.
In the fucking heart.
That's the thing I think we're missing at the moment. And if we could have had the ability to dominate games under Ollie, plus the resilience and we're 1-0 down, but you know what, we'll still get these.
Back to fucking Paris.
I know. You just can't imagine that now, can you? But anyway, in terms of top 4 then, I'm reluctant to rule it out because I know how shit Arsenal can be, and we've seen what Tottenham have been doing over the last 4 weeks.
What, they're a point behind us, 2 points
They're 2 points behind with 3 games in hand. So they could go 7 clear of us. But if they got 4 points from those 3 games, you wouldn't be shocked.
No, you wouldn't.
And then we'd only be
shocked.
2 points behind
points, yeah.
So
you wouldn't be shocked.
What are your thoughts on top 4?
It's very hard to be optimistic about United at the moment. We could be in for a 2005 Liverpool season. I don't know where the fuck they finished that year.
I think it was 5th, wasn't it?
Was it?
And Everton finished 4th.
Everton, and then Everton couldn't win the Champions League.
Kicked them out. And they changed the rule after that so that if you win the Champions League but finish 5th, the top 4 still go in, yeah.
Extra spot, regardless of whatever happens.
Yeah.
That might be our only option for silverware. But again, that resilience where you go, we'll go wherever it is and get a result. Etihad.
Bernabeu.
Allianz.
Yeah.
If I said that to you now, you'd be like, you don't really believe that, do you? I'd be like, no, I don't, Joe.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
No. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Right, that's going to be all from us. Manchester United 0, Watford 0. Just an unbelievable performance, actually, that. The amount of chances missed and the fact that this keeps happening. It's not just the performances on the pitch, it's a mental thing, it has to be. Right, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell as well so you know when we go live and when we upload. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.